I've been talking to a lot of people about this, and this has definitely changed my life. Which is, be wary of anything that's free, because the tax is always hidden. Beware of anything that's free, because the tax is always hidden. I've had this like really interesting observation flying business class over the last number of years. So when you fly business class, you get offered a meal. And I would say 90 to 95% of the time, the people in business class take the meal, whether it's a breakfast, a lunch, a dinner, whatever it might be, they take the meal. But in economy class, by the way, I spend most of my time in economy class. Okay, relax. If you offer a meal that's not free, but you have to pay for it, it's not, maybe it's not that much, $6, $7. Very few people eat the food, the plain food, in economy class. So why is it that a disproportionate amount of people are getting the free food in business class while people in economy are not getting it? And the food, we all know the food is not that good. The food is not that great. It's not even that healthy, to be honest with you. Yet we still take it. And part of my observation is that most of the people in business class, they've already eaten. They've eaten breakfast. They've eaten dinner. This is just a second meal. And I think sometimes we're compelled to eat it because we're in business class. We paid for it. Therefore, we should be, we should eat it. And if you paid for it and that's what you value, then all power to you. But what I've also noticed in business class is that the majority of those people in business class, I would say, 70% of the people in business class, they don't actually pay for that. Their companies paid for it, or they got an upgrade. So the majority of those people have not paid for that particular meal. To be honest with you, it's free. And yet we still eat that food. And the reason why I'm saying that there's a tax hidden is because it's such unnecessary food that you're eating. And it just adds to this unnecessary eating. And I actually learned this like firsthand. I started to fly a lot of business class in 2018 and 2019. And I was enjoying the indulgence. I was enjoying the extra food on the plane. And it's not like I was super hungry, but it was free. They offered wine, they offered nuts. And I thought to myself, this is free. I'm going to eat it. And of course, I started getting fat in 2018 and 2019 because you're just eating for no particular reason. And I learned over time that even though it's free, you shouldn't take it. There's a hidden tax. And in that case, the tax is the calories. When you go to a lounge, I see this all the time too. When you go to a lounge, people will get a beer, they'll get drinks, they'll get all this stuff because it's free. It's there. It's available. Yet the hidden tax is the calories at the end of the day. You look at social media. Social media is free. Post anything you want. Consume all the content that you want. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Consume all the content that you want. But you see, yes, the content is free, but you are the product. The tax is essentially your time, your attention, and now they can pump advertisements that are related to what you're looking at. And you are the product at the end of the day. They're not only taking your attention, but they're also taking your information. And so really, if something is free, there is a hidden tax. And if you look at this throughout your entire life, you should be wary of things that are ultimately free because it is taking up your time, money, attention. It's getting you fatter, richer, maybe not richer, but it's getting you fatter, lazier, and so on. I recently this weekend I was having some shisha with some friends. Actually, I wasn't having shisha. My friends were having shisha. Not like shisha is bad. It's just that, I got to protect my voice. So we were having shisha, and I've been thinking about this a lot of what we consume our mind with. The old, I guess, historians and philosophers were always, and especially the Greeks, they were always concerned with filling their brain with unimportant conversations. So during the times of the Greeks' great rise, they would be very concerned about what they filled their mind with, and they would try to avoid conversations, experiences that did not add value to their mind. And yet here we are, we fill our mind with a whole bunch of noise. We fill our mind with content, media that has nothing to do with our end goals, our visions. They don't entertain us that much, to be honest with you. And we are just entertaining ourselves to death. We're filling our minds constantly with information, with podcasts, with YouTubes. We don't want to be alone with ourselves. And part of the reason why that is because it's all free. It's all available. We can get fat with just podcasts. I'm not saying fat like physically fat. I'm saying you could be intellectually obese because you're filling your mind with all this useless information. And I believe that you are what you consume in the information world. So, be very particular about what you are feeding your brain. Now, I'm not perfect at this, okay? I'm an addict of information. I love information. I love listening to the culture. I love knowing what's happening. Part of the reason why we started this podcast is because I needed to talk to you guys about what's happening in the world. So, of course, I am an addict, but I also am a very cognizant of the stuff that I'm trying to consume. I guess I'm actively always reflecting on what I'm consuming. Yes, I consume a lot of terrible stuff, okay? Yes, I consume information that is not relevant to me. Yes, I'm going to be consuming the Succession series finale, okay? I'm going to watch it today. I'm a little bit delayed. Yes, and that's not going to add any value to my life, but at least I'm cognizant of it, and I'm reflecting on it. So, all this to say is to beware of anything that's free, because there's always going to be a hidden tax.